Hi, everyone, and welcome to PCCS's EmPower Hour. My name is Alyssa Kevin.
I'm Kevin Roman.
And we're here today for our episode of the SIDDC, kicking off our new year of General Council meetings. So with us today, we have Marissa Corio, the Information and Outreach Coordinator for the Staten Island Developmental Disabilities Council. We have the first Vice Chair, Diane Perugia, and second Vice Chair, Jason Haar.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to the show. So to get started, Marissa, please do your thing.
Hi, everybody. I hope everyone is doing beyond well in this time. I'm excited. Council's kind of kicking off the season in September. SIDDC runs from September through June, and our co-chairs work hard all throughout the summer to make sure we're planning ahead for the season. So with that being said, I think we're going on to our 18th month virtual, if I'm not mistaken. And I just want to give my, hats off to the co-chairs, our chairs, and our members in general. We've done an amazing job just getting together and staying connected in a time where, you would think there'd be a disconnect, but I'm pretty sure we've had, more people attend the meetings virtually. So the information is continuing to get out there, and our co-chairs are just doing a phenomenal job with planning all of our meetings and stuff like that. So Alyssa, if you can, please direct me to the website so I could show everybody the site.
Absolutely. Sounds good. We're going to share the screen.
Okay. And I will, I'll put the website in the chat, of course, so you guys could get the information. Let me know when the screen is shared so I know.
Yep.
We're
up.
Okay, I only see the screen. Thank you. Mm-hmm. So right here, I'm on the committee page, and this will give you a list of our 12 standing committees, which really align with, anywhere maybe your loved one is at in life. There's adult services, advocacy, which of course anyone could join advocacy, care management, community outreach. I'm kind of going fast, but you guys could just, log on to the site and read it. Education, so important, family resource and transition fair. I'll be speaking more about that next month to give you guys details on the resource fair. Family support services, this is something Diane could touch on in a sec. Health and clinical, membership and guidelines, residential quality of life, so important with all the changes going on right now. And self-directed supports, that is, a very popular topic right now. Willowbrook Legacy. So this is our committees page, and please check it out so you can read it for yourself and see maybe one of these committees will be very, valuable to you. We have a resources page, which will give you all the program opportunities and maybe, for example, places that accept self-direction are right here if you're looking for that in Staten Island. I'll hop over to the calendar. Any special seminars, events, or meetings will be here. And then lastly, our join page, of course, this is where you can join to become a member. So right here, these are the different type of membership options. If you're a parent, you would click there, an agency associate. Of course, we invite our self-advocates. If you know anyone, spread the word. And I'm going to put all of this in the chat. And our first General Council meeting to kick off the season will be Friday, September 17th. And all of this information I'm going to write down for you guys so you know. And that's it on the chat. You could get me out of there. That's okay.
Thank you so much. Can you, for our viewers who may have not watched one of our episodes with the SIDDC before, can you tell us a little bit about why becoming a member is so important?
Yeah, it's so important right now, especially. I feel like the information's not getting out there, so it's up to us as individuals to seek the information and join something to learn, whether you're a professional in the field or your loved one is an individual with a disability. It's just it's such an asset to your life. Each month, you don't have to come to the meetings every month. You could just go to the meetings that apply to you or a committee that applies to your life. But it's valuable information. Like I said, each month there's different topics and presentations, and it's important. It's a sense of community. And I think Diane could probably give us some more information on that one.
So to clarify, anyone can become a member.
Yes, anyone can become a member of SIDDC. If you're an advocate and maybe you're not a professional in the field or a family member, you just want to be an advocate, you can join. If you're a family member, and of course, if you're a professional, that's encouraged also. So you could share the information with the people you serve.
Awesome.
Sounds great. So with that, Diane, let's move on to you and let's hear a little bit about you and your role at the Staten Island Developmental Disabilities Council.
Yes, thank you, Alyssa and Kevin, for having me. I am a parent of a daughter that is diagnosed with autism, and she is now 26, and I have been with the council since she's 2 years old. And I really don't know what I would have done if I didn't have the council in my life. Throughout her lifetime, I needed the council for different reasons. When she was little, I started with support groups that were funded through the state. So all our individuals are funded through state monies, through the Office of People with Developmental Disabilities. And what Marissa has alluded to regarding funding is that we're always in jeopardy of losing funding for our loved ones. So, that's an important fact, and I'm sure Jason will hit a touch upon that. But as a parent, I have used the council to help me throughout her lifetime. So when she was little, I started with support groups because I needed support to get me through my days, to get me through my hours. So, Parent to Parent at the time hosted support groups. So they are part of the council, and that's where I learned about these support groups. And then we moved on from there where my daughter received other services like community habitation and respite programs that were provided through the agencies like On Your Mark, the Grace Foundation, Very Special Place. And I learned about all these supports and services through the council. You change how your thoughts throughout your child's lifespan based on what her needs are. For example, when my daughter was little, I thought putting her with all autistic kids was a good idea. I feel differently now from what I've learned through the information I've received through the council. So I guess my message is, if you don't think you need the council, you really do. And to make good decisions for your loved one, you need to get the information, and we provide that information for you. So we are a collaboration of agencies. Now through self-direction, we have vendors that are part of the council, and we learn from, you learn about what's available through the council. So I hope that's helpful. I am right now the first vice chairman of the council. Part of my responsibility is to find speakers for our monthly meetings. So we have a different speaker every month based on what's going on. In the last 8 years, advocacy has been really important because funding is in jeopardy. So a lot of our speakers are will speak to that matter. But we have attorneys speaking, we have other agencies speaking, and it's just vital information. We also, throughout the last couple of years, have developed our website to have all this information. So we have a website, we have our monthly meetings with speakers, and now going virtual has helped our membership as well.
I really love that because I feel like a lot of people don't even know almost where to begin on any level. You have to see where, all right, my child is 17. What's the next step? What's the step right now? And pardon me. And with the council, it's almost like, well, I care for somebody with a disability. I'm going to figure it out from here because there's just so many resources and options that you can get from there. So I think it's really cool that you had brought up that, from ages 2 to currently, the council's been there every step of the way to provide a variety of different resources. I think it's really important for people to be aware of.
We generally direct parents to Family Support Advisory Council. I'm also the chairperson for that committee. And that's the committee that parents are involved in, especially from the beginning, and we embrace you. And I think, that is really helpful to parents because you learn a lot from other parents. Unfortunately, the parents of disabled individuals, we don't retire, and we're always going to be in this world of disability, and so to make friends and to have a collaboration of parents that are on your team is so important. So it gives you support, it gives you hope, and it gives you knowledge. So we always advise families to start with family support, and from there you go on. There's residential committee. Like now, my daughter's 26. I try to attend residential meetings because that's my daughter's next step. And whether I want to go that route or not, by attending the residential committee meetings, it gives me information where I'm able to make a good decision.
Right. Love that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Diane, for that personal anecdote as well. So Jason, can you tell us a little bit about your role at the council and your professional affiliation in general?
Absolutely, and thank you so much for having us, Alyssa and Kevin. Appreciate the opportunity. So I am very, very passionate about this field. I can speak from a family perspective and a professional perspective. I do have family members with intellectual and developmental disabilities. I've worked as a professional in this field for about 15 years now. I started as a direct support professional, and for me, it was just something I was so passionate about growing up, and something that I just always enjoyed doing. And what SIDDC means to me is, it means so much because, like Diane said, like Marissa said, it's so important as a family member for you to get involved with SIDDC and learn, and that's how you can navigate this field of working with individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. It is extremely challenging. Things are always changing. There's funding mechanisms, there's regulations, there's rules, there's programs. And for me, as not only as a family member, but now I'm going to go on the professional side, SIDDC has been a tremendous resource. That you have multiple agencies attending one meeting, all giving their perspectives, expressing their challenges, talking about their vision, the direction that they want to go into, and just to be able to collaborate with other agencies, other professionals in this field is so helpful. I started again as a DSP. I worked in day program, I worked in residential, I worked in clinical, and just wanted to learn and gain as much knowledge as I can to be able to advocate for this population. There's so much to learn, again, and it's just SIDDC will give you that knowledge. It wasn't until I joined the SIDDC as a professional that I was able to understand directly from OPWDD, the Office of People with Developmental Disabilities, why are these decisions being made? Why do we operate in certain ways? How do we develop group homes? How do we develop programs? How do families access services? How do they go on waiting lists? These are just few of the many topics that are covered at SIDDC. If you want information, I mean, that's what comes to mind when someone says, why would I join SIDDC? It's really just to access information. A lot of families utilize it as a support system for them as well. Even being the co-chair of the Residential Quality of Life Committee, it's been an honor to really work with these families and let them and hear from them as a residential director about what it means of an agency to have care of their child. I mean, that's a responsibility that an agency has to take extremely seriously. I mean, caring for someone else's child 24/7 through a pandemic, through a medical crisis, through a behavioral emergency, a snowstorm. I mean, it could be anything. And to hear from these families directly and hear their struggles about staffing and visitation, especially with everything that we went through the last year, I mean, it was so helpful to be part of something like SIDDC and to connect with those family members, connect with other agencies. It's a group effort. It really is. There's so much going on. You know, we're not the most paid field. You know, being a nonprofit and doing what we do, there are a lot of obstacles. Whether it's, you know, again, it's staff retention, it's staff salaries. There's so much to contend with. But if you work in this field, you do it because, you know, you really believe in it. You believe in the mission of these agencies. I'm very fortunate to have to work with a lot of good leaders that have paved the way for me. And, you know, I feel that SIDDC is just such a tremendous resource for all of the families, for all of the agencies. There's no downside. You know, join, ask questions. There's so many committees. Diane mentioned it, Marissa mentioned it. You talk about a continuity of services, Kevin. That was a great question. You know, from when you're born, from early intervention, we have an education committee up to, you know, adult services for programs. So there's something to learn for everybody, and you know, this is why we're here. Is to, you know, it's a voluntary basis, this committee, and we're here just to, you know, be there for the families and agencies, all to support each other.
I really like that you brought up the professional aspect too, because for me personally, when I used to be a DSP, you have a lot of questions of why an agency does things the way that they do. You have questions about, well, how come they can do this and I'm still doing this and XYZ, and kind of getting more of a background on the decision-making process, just to even view those resources that contribute to this. So now I've been a DSP at Dayhab, where we've picketed for Be Fair to Direct Care, and you might not even understand how deep it goes into funding and XYZ if you're not part of these processes. So it's really important for professionals in the field as well to realize, even if you don't necessarily have a person in your life that you're specifically advocating for your own knowledge and for career and professional development, to understand where these decisions are being made. I think that's a really good point to hit on. Definitely.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think you guys really
thorough.
covered, you guys really covered everything. I'm like, I don't even know if there's anything to ask. So with that said, as those who are watching right now, we know there's plenty of committees to join. There's plenty of opportunity to get involved. The fact that now we are virtual, there is really no excuse why you can't even pop in on a meeting quickly on a Zoom. And I want to take a moment and thank the three of you for joining today to talk about your personal experiences, your professional experiences, and your role at the council. And it's always a pleasure to see you each and every month. So with that said, I want to thank you guys again. Thank you to those who are watching our show, and please stay tuned for next month while we have more guests from the SIDDC joining. And have a great rest of your day.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.